If both parents work, they'll get more than £1,000, but critics say families with a stay-at-home mum or dad will suffer. Welcome to 5 News. I'm Emma Crosby. Parents are being promised a fairer childcare system under plans that will allow working mums and dads to claim back more than £1,000. The government says 2 million families could benefit, but it won't start for another 2 years. And the scheme's already sparked criticism for leaving out households with one stay-at-home parent. Our chief correspondent, Tessa Chapman. Well, while there's money going towards childcare, it's emerged that £2.5 billion will be cut from government departments. The Chancellor, George Osborne, is expected to announce the huge cuts in tomorrow's budget. Our political editor, Andy Bell, is outside number 11 Downing Street for us now. And this is a lot of money, Andy. What's George Osborne's reason, do you think? The Coronation Street actor Bill Roache has sparked anger by appearing to suggest that sex abuse victims are being punished for their behaviour in previous lives. The star, who has played Ken Barlow for over 50 years, made the comments in an interview on TV in New Zealand. In it, he asked for forgiveness for paedophiles, but today he has apologised for any offence that he has caused. Minnie Stevenson reports. The first of a new generation of nuclear power plants have been given the go-ahead by the government. The French company EDF will build the plant at Hinkley Point in Somerset. A little earlier, I spoke to the Energy Minister John Hayes and began by asking him how much this project will cost. It will cost more than the London Olympics, is that right?
Well, of course.
There is a danger that this brilliant new nuclear power station is actually going to cost more in terms of the energy it supplies. It's not going to be a good deal for local people who live in the area. Prices, what will they be?
Look, we're not going to...
The people of Hinkley, the people of Somerset, that this plant's going to be 100% safe.
It will...
Waste, the nuclear waste, what will you do with that on a permanent basis?
Part of having...
Why couldn't you have given this to a British firm?
Because...
Pope Francis has officially kicked off his papacy with a huge ceremony at the Vatican. Hundreds of thousands turned out to watch the Argentinian being driven around St. Peter's Square in his Pope-mobile and greet his devotees in person. As Catherine Jones reports, many hope this could mark the start of a more down-to-earth pontiff. All that and plenty more after this short break. See you in a while. Welcome back. You're watching 5 News, and a reminder of our top story tonight. It was a war that started a decade ago, but many British soldiers are still living with the aftermath of the conflict in Iraq every day. Hundreds of British military personnel were seriously injured, and it's believed even more suffered mental problems. Julian Drucker has been to meet 2 soldiers whose lives were badly affected in the latest in... Now, less than 6 months after she was shot in the head by the Taliban in Pakistan, Malala Yousafzai has gone back to school. The 15-year-old has been making a good recovery since she was discharged from hospital in Birmingham last month. As she started her first day with her fellow classmates, she said it was the most important day of her life. Simon Pusey reports. For joining us here on 5 News. How will this work?
Well, basically, my charity...
Exactly. You've got so many qualities in terms of dealing with the successes, but also the difficult times. So how do you pass that on to young people who need to get their lives back on track? Which I know it's something you're very passionate about.
There's barriers in life for everyone, but actually the skills that we learn is that...
As well, to launch this, because we're all still talking about the glories of last year and try and push it on to young people in this
I think England grant of 6.9 million to spread our work around the country, and we've seen...
The stadium is potentially going to be closed down, which is dreadfully sad, isn't it? 8, 9 years on, how much do you have left, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think the report saying I had a fleet of cars is necessarily true, but we'd had, you know...
It seemed very sensible, and you do seem to certainly have tried to have done the right thing, but it's had devastating consequences.
Oh, yeah, definitely.